Very nice. Okay, so today I want to show you how to make a print. Do you know what a print is? So print is like when we have a dress and there are maybe flowers or dots, or if you have curtains, or you have bed sheet and fabric, so you have a print on that. So I'm going to show you how we can make a long one design on a large space, how to grow a small print into a large print. So one whole page, I'm going to show you how to make that print. Let's start with a blank page. In this, let's make maybe a rectangle like that. So when you're drawing a straight line, always keep your book straight in front of you and hold your pencil sideways when you're making the vertical line. So if you move your book sideways, then sometimes your lines go crooked. Now don't use a scale for this. I want you to make your lines without using a ruler. Don't use a ruler because rulers are very boring.
Good evening.
All right.
Good evening.
Hi, Samar.
Hi.
What are you going to do, Samar, today? Have you painted, have you colored more Santa Clauses?
Not yet. I don't get time.
You don't get time. No problem. So, look, we're going to make a print today. I want you to make like a square or a rectangle on your page. And then we are going to break this up into smaller squares or rectangles. So, this is how you do it. After you've made one rectangle, put your finger where you can see that both sides are equal and draw a line straight. Now, don't use a ruler for this. If your line comes a little crooked, let that be. Don't erase it. It's okay. A print.
Mama made a rectangle like this.
Sorry, what happened?
So I do it like this.
Yes, correct.
Idika.
Idika, she has switched off her video.
It's okay.
Okay. Idika, could you turn on your video, please? Thank you, Samar. Thank you. Yes, I prefer to see everyone's faces. All right. So now I have divided my square into two equal parts. Even if it's not very equal, it's okay. But somewhere in the middle, if you can make a line, then we will make a line right in the middle of one part on the left and again one part on the right. See how my line is also wobbling? It's fine. Now we're going to cut across horizontally. So again, put your finger, look at your drawing from the top and see where is the finger. Is it the middle here? No. Then maybe here? No. Then here maybe a little maybe down. So that's how you adjust your finger and then you make a line going across. Then I'll make a line going across in the middle of the top part and I'll make a line in the middle of the bottom part. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 different squares. Now in each of these squares, we can make the same kind of design. You can make things like flowers or hearts, anything very simple. So, or very just geometric patterns. So how do we do this? Now, every alternate square, like a chessboard, we are first going to make a cross. Okay, so you have a cross on the first and third square in the row on top. Okay, and then the second and the fourth. So every alternate square, we are going to make a cross.
It's here.
Okay, is this looking like mine? Is yours looking like mine?
Mine is looking like yours, the design.
Very good, very good.
Sun. Sun.
You
Sun.
played noughts and crosses. In all the other squares, we will put a circle, a big circle. Now, if your circle is not a full circle or doesn't look like a circle but an oval, that is also good. But just keep it inside the square if you can. Square or rectangle, whatever part you have made. Now, in each of these, you can make one different kind of pattern, and we're going to color it in a different way. So in the first one, I'm going to make another circle inside. And I'm going to make it look like a sun maybe. So I'm just going to put some lines that go out from the center. So it'll look like a sun. Then in the next one, I can make a flower.
Every will be
Then in the third one, I could, what else could I make? I can make things like this. I can make I can make waves. Then in the fourth one, I can make just maybe just different circles. In the fifth one, again, I can make a flower, but I can make a different flower. So I can make a flower with fat petals, 4 fat petals. But you can make your own design. The only thing you should remember is make whatever parts you're making, make them big because we're going to color in this and you don't want to make it too small. Wait, Samar, are you saying something? I'll put you on mute.
I copied your drawing.
Okay, that is great. Now in this one, I'm going to make something like a star. So I'll make a small circle and then I'm going to make a V shape from top, from the bottom, and from the side like that.
There is Summer. Yes.
And in this one, what can we make? I'm running out of ideas. Okay, I'll come back to these two in a bit. Now, what can we do in the crosses? We can make something similar to this. We can make Again, here we can make like these kind of flower petals. Or we can make a butterfly shape like that. A butterfly on the side. And now what we can also do is use the bottom and then just this. Then we can make, what else can we make? Any ideas? Yeah, we can make leaves on the line. And in this, maybe we can just make some extra lines like that and paint these in 4 different colors. Then the next one, maybe we can draw a square. Maybe we can draw some petals like that. So you see what I'm doing? In each of them, I'm making something different.
Ma'am, look what I made.
Let's see.
What about the down? 1, 2, 3. The last 4.
Oh, nice. Very good. Okay, what about, yes, Amar, you have a question?
What about the last 4?
Last 4, I want you to decide what you want to do. Can you decide? Can you think of something? See, you can make maybe a house. You know how to make a house.
I know how to make a house. I know how to draw a triangle and do like this, the easy one, but I don't know how to do the hard one. The hard house.
No, don't do the hard house. Do the easy house. Just make a triangle in the circle and a rectangle, and that will become a
Draw a
house.
triangle, then do like this, then do like this, and do like that only.
Correct, yes. You can do something like that. Then what else am I thinking? Yeah, I could also make a butterfly like that.
I'm drawing a house.
Yes. I don't have to have the butterfly only pointing up. I can have the butterfly pointing to the side also because it's a cross.
I drawed a house in my circle. Now I'm drawing a butterfly. The same
All
one
right.
I draw.
Okay, okay. Then what else can we do? So sometimes what happens is that if you don't have an idea, you can wait. You don't have to draw everything, but that which you have drawn, you can start painting and then you can draw the design
5, 6, 7, 8,
afterwards.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I only have 2 more to do now.
Very good. But remember, this is not a competition. This is not a race. So you can wait.
It's only a class.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't think of 1, 2, 3 boxes. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. And in the meantime,
I have 2 now. You only have 3.
okay. So now I'm going to start painting each of these in some different color. So I'm going to take my first all the light colors. So all the yellows are light. Then we move to red and oranges. And then little by little we move to the other colors. Okay. So I'm going to start with a nice bright orange. And I would like to paint the center of this flower in orange.
I like to paint in yellow because it's yellow.
Yes, correct. And even this I would like to paint in yellow.
I like to paint this also in yellow.
Some parts of the of the sun, I want to make yellow. So I'm going to make that also yellow. Now remember, when you're painting with watercolor, it's always good to first paint the light colors and then the dark colors. If you're doing it in color pencil, then you can paint any color at any time. Now in this particular case, I'm going to paint the yellow in the box, not in the circle. I want a yellow box. So we are going to paint the box also, not just what's inside. And I want you to use this as practice to paint carefully. Try to keep the color within that section that you've made. If a little bit goes outside into the next shape, that's okay.
The color it will go.
Yeah, sometimes it will go, but sometimes if you paint it carefully, maybe it will stay. Let's see.
It's only if you're using paint, you have to be careful. If you are using color pencil, you have to do it faster.
No, you don't have to do it fast. Even with color pencil, you can go slowly. Very nice, Viraj.
Now can we do another color instead?
Yeah, you can do. You can do whatever color you want.
But I want to copy you
You want to copy me? Okay, fine.
to match the same color this time.
Okay. So, you know what? We should first finish all the yellow. Because
Okay.
if we do another color, then you know what will happen? The since I'm making this in watercolor, my color will start becoming very dirty. Then I won't be able to do anything.
Color pencil.
Yeah, with color pencil, you can keep changing the color. But I would
Copy
like to
you.
finish all the yellow first. So copy me. I'll try to do this really fast.
Then why don't you use color pencils?
That is a good question also. Why am I not using color pencils? I'll bring my color pencil also. I, in fact, wanted to do both. I wanted to do a little bit in paint and a little bit in color pencil.
What about brush pens?
Brush pens, that also I can do. That's also a good idea.
No. All big, all small.
Okay, now I'm moving to,
Pink.
I think I would like to make a light blue color.
What if what about a dark blue? You can use a dark blue or light blue.
Yes,
And
yes.
blue.
But I'm going to use the light blue first because I don't want my color to get too muddy. And
I want to use light
afterwards, I'll use the dark blue. When I am finished with all the light colors, then I will use the dark color. So this exercise is for practicing how to design different kinds of prints and then also to paint carefully. How you paint so that you can keep your painting on very clean. So always remember, if you have a wet patch, then don't put your hand on the wet patch, paint around it. So keep moving your book around. And when you are painting with a brush, always remember to hold the brush in such a way that you can see the line that you are coloring inside of. Like I'm going to see that line on top. My brush is going to be on the inside of this triangle. And then I'm going to turn my book around and also paint it like that. This way I can ensure that my paint always remains within the line.
Yes.
If you can't see the line, then there are chances that you will go outside the line.
Put your head down and sit.
Now here my color is still wet, so I should not keep my hand there. And I'm making a slightly darker blue over here now.
Are you using light blue or dark blue?
I'm using a slightly dark blue.
I'm using
See now my brush is outside of this triangle. So there are chances that I'll go outside and the painting won't look nice. So I'm going to turn the book around and very carefully, without keeping my hand over here, paint so that I can see the line that I'm painting. And carefully paint inside that line. Okay, now orange. Now we will paint orange. Now, before I paint orange, I have to wipe my brush very carefully so that there's no blue left in the brush. Now, whenever you're wiping your brush, those of you who are painting, remember to always wipe like this. Don't dump your brush on the cloth and do this. Always pull the brush out like this. That way, the brush remains very nice and pointy. So you can paint the edges very well. Also, remember never to put your brushes in the water and leave them there like that. That's very bad for the brush. Not even for a second should they be there. You should take them out and keep them on your rag like that. Wash them and keep them on the rag. Or keep them in a container like this. All my brushes are in a container like that. Always pointing up. Now you don't have to use all the colors in your kit. You can decide to use just a few colors also. That way you can start building a color story. So all the prints that you see around you, there's what's called a textile designer. Do you know what a textile designer is? A textile designer is somebody who sits and makes these kinds of patterns, prints, and then they companies that are going to print them on fabric, they will use that design to make on the computer. They will make a big pattern and they print all sorts of fabrics and paper and everything with this. But it all starts with a print designer who thinks up all of these designs. Now, here's one fun thing you can do with color also. Sometimes you can paint over a color. So I'm going to paint a light blue over this entire circle. It's not very dark, see? A part of my circle has gone out, so I'm going to keep it within the line. I'm not painting that part.
Ma'am,
Yes.
and on the bottom you can paint black on top of it, and on the top you can paint white.
That's true too. I can split that. So black, I'm going to leave right to the end. There will be some sections I will make black, but I will keep it right to the end. Oh, now I can think of something for the rest of these patterns. Maybe what I can do is I can make a different kind of flower.
Water.
I can make a flower like this, like a lotus, and then make petals like that inside it. And maybe one more. Yes, see, this is nice. This is a nice pattern. And then instead of making a flower like this, we can show flower petals coming from the outside also. This is also an interesting pattern. And we can also make something like that. I can make a narrow diamond on one side, and I can make a narrow diamond on the other side. See, this also looks nice. Wonderful. So I think now I've finished all my patterns. Now, those of you who are using a paintbrush and painting, remember that the brush has to just barely touch the paper. You don't have to press it too hard. Here, I'm going to make the yellow around the butterfly's wings.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in my palette, I don't have a light green, so I'm mixing the blue and yellow accordingly.
Yes, that is perfectly fine. So I usually use few colors and I try to see how much I can do with just those few colors instead of using all the colors. But that is just me. If you like all the colors, you can use all the colors. It's totally up to you. So some of the colors that I'm using are warm colors and some of the colors I'm using are cool colors. Have you heard this before? Warm colors and cool colors. Can you guess which colors are warm colors and which are cool colors?
Cool colors are blue, light blue, dark blue, and violet. And hot colors are yellow, orange, and red.
Very good. Yes. So colors that look hot like the sun or like fire, those are hot colors. And cool colors are colors that look cool, like cool things like water or trees. And then there are some colors that fall in between. Sometimes they look cool, sometimes they look hot, like a purple. Sometimes it's if it's a bluish purple, then it looks cool. Then it's a cool color. Then sometimes it looks really hot because it's got a lot of red in it. Then that becomes a hot purple. Now I think I'll bring in one green. I'm going to make some of my sections in emerald green. How is it looking, everyone? Do you have any doubts, any questions, any clarification, any help? So where do you think you can use this pattern if we were to print it? What can we print it on?
Road.
On?
Road.
On clothes? I think that's a good idea. I wouldn't mind a jacket, a nice colorful jacket in this. And it's also so cold now. Now this fellow has dried up. So I'm going to put a nice red color around it. And then, now here's one trick. Sometimes when you can't reach some areas with a big fat brush, you can use a thin brush for that. So I'm going to change my brush to a thin brush. Keep my fat brush on the side. And this will be a number 4 brush. But it's got a very sharp, small tip. So I'll start painting from the far end, not close to the circle, but far away.
After this, can we have the cake?
Can you have the cake? Sorry, what cake?
Let's
पाचीगे
see.
पाचीगे खावेगे say to her
I have to reach ahead of me. That's why I'm coloring.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that?
My brother made him a cake for me.
Oh, that is so nice. What kind of cake has he made?
Chocolate cake.
That is amazing. He
It's
baked
in the kitchen.
it for you.
But I'm in the room. I'm not in the kitchen.
Okay, so you're gonna eat it afterwards?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
To do it. Alright. Yeah. Four.
So whenever you feel you want to practice painting or you want to make a just practice some art, but you can't think of anything to make, this is a great exercise to do at that time. Because you really don't need to think about, should I make a dog or a cat or a house or a scenery or some specific topic. And then what happens is we spend so much time just thinking about what you want to make that then the time is just gone. So if you have half an hour or an hour, you can practice something like that. And what happens is the more you practice painting, the better your hand starts moving on paper. It just glides on paper, and then that looks very nice. So if any of you wants to become an expert at art, what do you have to practice? Do you know what you have to practice? What is it that experts can do that beginners struggle with? There are many things. So maybe all of you can put your heads together and guess the different things that you need.
Painting?
Painting, yes. But what in painting do you think makes an expert an expert?
Not getting things out of the
Very good.
Designs, borders,
Very good. Designs, borders, correct. But what about the designs and borders? So like Viraj has said that you have to paint within the borders or lines. That's a good plan. What about designs? What do you think experts can do that beginners struggle with?
practice,
Yes, practice, sure, but what practice, and so that what happens? So think about it. Like for example, if you want to become an Olympic athlete, you're not going to practice playing the violin, right? So if you want to become an athlete, what are you going to practice for? You will practice running, so that you can build up your muscles, or you will practice swimming so you can build up your stamina. So when we are doing art, if we can think about why am I doing this, then you can focus your practice. It's like deciding that, okay, with this practice, I am learning so and so thing. Like, let me give you an example. Today's exercise, we are practicing two things. One, we are practicing how to make a freehand design. That is practice. So that helps us imagine things. We are thinking of different kinds of things to draw. So that helps us create, helps our creativity. The second thing that we are also learning is, or practicing is, to paint within the lines. Now, the third thing we are also practicing is how to choose the colors. That is also practice, because there will be a time when you will be able to choose colors so easily, because you will know exactly how these colors look next to each other. And that's not because you have some special X-ray vision like a Marvel superhero. It's because you have practiced, you have used those colors before, and you can then say that, you know what, I like how blue and red looks together. Then this becomes a color combination that you can use often, and then that becomes your identity. Okay, so these are, you need to, not need to, at some point you should think about, why am I doing what I'm doing? And you will definitely find an answer. And suppose you decide that, okay, today I want to practice so and so thing, then you will start also looking for those subjects. And you will start, then you can suggest in class, what should we do? And then you'll say, you know what, I want to learn how to paint birds. And then you can suggest that in class because you want to do it. So you should always have something that you want to learn to practice. And then you should also think about why you want to learn that. Sometimes it can be just for fun. You can just say, I don't know how to do this thing and I would like to, like faces, or maybe sometimes it's like aeroplanes. I don't know how to draw aeroplanes, so I have put that on my list of things that I would like to do. Now, as I'm painting, I'm going into smaller and smaller areas. So I'm keeping my small 4-number brush. That's the brush I'm going to use for these smaller and smaller areas. And then I have a 0 and 1, and that also I can use. So, have any of you given yourselves a challenge sometimes and said, I challenge myself to learn something? It doesn't have to be art. Have you done that? Anytime? Have you challenged? Has anyone challenged yourself to learn how to ride a bike? Do you know how to ride a bike? How many people know how to ride a bike? Okay, Idika does. Who else does? Viraj does. Abdul, do you know how to ride a bike? So I remember when I was 10 years old, I had challenged myself. I was very afraid that I was going to fall and hurt myself. So I challenged myself, and within 3 days, I was able to learn how to ride a bike. But you can use similar challenges for even art. You can say, okay, I want to learn how to draw something. You can decide whatever, and then put your mind to it, and it can just happen. Yes.
I am inventing a weird looking color right now.
Okay.
See, somewhat like a light purple.
Okay. That's nice. Is it looking good?
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, you know what? Somewhere you should make a little swatch of that. Make a small dot, not on the same paper, maybe another paper. And immediately write what colors you wrote over there, if you remember them. Because later on, if you like the color, you might want to recreate it, but you won't remember the colors you put in, isn't it?
If you want to try to make this color, then I can tell you how to make it.
Yes, please tell me.
In this palette,
Yes.
I've used this red.
1 second. I'm going to pin yours. Okay. Yes, you use that. That is scarlet. Okay. And
Blue.
okay, that's cerulean blue. Okay.
And I use this green.
What are you saying? You put a green also? Oh, I've
Yeah.
never done that.
And I put lots of white in it.
Aha. Okay. White
And
explain.
yeah.
Very nice. So I want you to write that. The red is called scarlet. The blue is called cerulean. And the green is emerald green.
Yeah,
It's the
I don't.
same green I've used here. Yeah, I was going to tell you that if you want to keep some sections white, that is also fine. You don't have to color all sections. Like I quite like how my butterfly wings, the bottom wings are white over here and they're looking quite nice. So I don't want to color them out. Now here's a trick I'm going to do. In this one section, one ray of sun, I have a little bit of that blue has come in because obviously it must have been the paper, the color must have been wet. and I didn't pay attention. So I'm painting over it with a slightly darker color, an orange, so that that blue does not look too bad over there. And then I'm going to make some other sections also orange. Yes.
And in the color, you can add as much red as you want after you made it to make it look better.
Is it? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'm going to try this color as soon as I can. See, on this side, I have painted blue as a backdrop, and on top of that, I'm making it darker. This is also nice fun. So the bottom, the color at the bottom becomes a base coat, and the one on top becomes the final color. Okay, we have 5 minutes left for class. Do you have any suggestions for what we should do next week? Any thoughts?
Doodle,
Sorry, what?
doodling.
Doodling? You want to do doodling? Okay. Whose suggestion is that? We can do doodle art. Have we done that recently?
Ma'am,
Yes.
you can also try to make a castle.
Try to make a.
Castle.
What was that? I couldn't hear it.
Castle.
A castle. Like a princess castle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll do doodle art next week. And the week after that, we will make a castle. Okay, so castle was Viraj. Who suggested the doodle art? Was it Kyra? Okay, all right. Okay, so you guys want to finish this up during the week and share your pictures on the group? Okay. Samar, you'll be able to color this up and finish it? Okay. All right. So you don't have to finish it all in one go. You can wait. Oh, Kyra, is that your brush in water? Oh my God. Don't keep your brushes like that. Pick it out. Yes. Thank you. Always keep your brushes out. Never keep them in water. I just told you, no? So keep them in a glass or keep them horizontal on the table. See like how nice. Yeah. Very good. All right. So shall we end the session for today? Okay. I'll catch you next week.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.